Destiny 2 gameplay was just shown off for the first time yesterday, and today I want to talk about the game itself coming to PC, it not being a part of Steam, and what I think the system requirements could look like when they get revealed in the near future. So first things first, the most important thing to me is definitely the system requirements. So let's look at that first. And I think that you're going to be looking at somewhere, obviously 64-bit Windows. You're probably going to be looking at a higher end i3, 8GB of RAM. And I'm going to say that you're going to need at least a 1060, or at least, not 1060, sorry, a 1050 to run this. Or a 470, maybe a 4 or a 550. I think you're going to have some decently spec'd cards in order to run this game, because it does look decently graphically demanding, and we've never seen a Destiny game on the PC before, so we don't know how it works with that kind of hardware. And the other thing is that I think that it's been a long time since Bungie has made a game for the PC. I don't know when the last game for PC came out, but it's definitely been a while, so I think they're going to it's not going to be exactly perfect at first try. I think towards the beginning of this game, you're going to need some decently high-end specs, and as the game gets patched and everything, you'll be able to run it on lower spec systems. I do think you're going to need around 30 to 40 plus gigabytes of space. The newest Call of Duty I'm looking at right now has 70 gigabytes of space needed, and I think you're going to need something around there minimum. So think about 40 for the absolute minimum and closer to 80 for the maximum. I think that once you hit 80, it's kind of a big deal. You know, there is, in fact, open world segments, at least I assume there was in the first Destiny. And games like the Elder Scrolls Online, who are completely open world, are just over 100 gigabytes. So I think you're going to be looking at that higher range above 50, but I think that 40 is the absolute minimum for as far as space goes. So if you want to play Destiny 2 this fall, definitely start clearing off your hard drive now. Burn through those games quick, because you're going to need them. You're going to need that space once it comes out. So the other thing I want to touch on before we do my opinions real quick is that it's not actually coming through Steam. It's actually going to be going through Bile.net, which is actually just got renamed Blizzard App. It's just Blizzard. So it's going to go through their little software thing, and that makes actually a decent amount of sense. You know, Activision doesn't really do this a whole lot, but I think if it works out well, Blizzard will go ahead and Activision will start putting their stuff on Blizzard's platform, because it makes them money, obviously, and you have all your games in one place. I think that putting Destiny on Blizzard App, I think so. I can't get used to that, Blizzard App. Putting Destiny on Blizzard App is probably not a smart move, but I think it will pay off, at least to an extent. It really does depend on how good Destiny 2 does on consoles, because how it does on consoles will dictate how it does on PC, and I know that because there is no set release date for PC so far. So I think that if you had it at a point where you could put it on PCs the same day as consoles, I think that you would say that, right? But since they didn't say anything, I'm thinking you're going to have a stagger release for PC, and I think that means that if it does well on consoles, it will do well on PC, and if it doesn't do well on consoles, I don't think it will go on PC. And the fact that it's on Blizzard App now is a huge deal, because people don't necessarily like to use Blizzard App as much as they do Steam. Everyone likes to use Steam. Everyone does use Steam. I have 147 games, 148 games in my Steam library, and I like to use Steam. I like to have all my games in one place, at least for the most part. And I think that having your games split up like that might make some people mad, and might even turn some people off the game. So I think that's kind of a risky move, but I think if Destiny 2 ends up being good, or at least good enough as far as, you know, maybe as close to Overwatch, maybe its own little WoW, if it ends up being good enough for people to make that jump, it won't be a problem. I know I did a lot of talking right there, and I just spoke a lot of words at you, but basically the idea is that unless it's good, I don't think Destiny 2 will do so well in the Blizzard app, but we'll have to see. So my opinions on this game, basically, as far as I've seen, is it looks like Destiny, and from what we've seen, it looks like Destiny. And I hadn't actually finished Destiny because I just got bored with it, to be completely honest. But it looks like Destiny, and the reason it's not Destiny is because the promises they made that they haven't shown us yet. You know, developers promise stuff all the time for different reasons, and sometimes they don't pan out. And I don't know, I haven't followed Bungie through the years. I don't know how good their track record is with this kind of stuff, but I would be skeptical, because what I've seen is exactly like the first Destiny. And I don't know if that's a red flag or not. It's the things that Bungie is promising to bring to Destiny. You know, they want more the stuff that makes MMORPGs so good, first-person shooters so good. They want more of that stuff, but at the same time they haven't shown us any of that stuff. So it's a real toss up in the air, at least for me right now, and I want to see how it does through the next months and on console and maybe even a little bit into PC before I make my purchase. That's just my opinion though. So that's with that. My name is Dsar. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, go ahead and like, dislike, I'm going to like I did, and I'll see you guys in the next video.